The first time I opened Journal 3, I wasn't expecting it to roast me, but there it was. Some cryptic page with half the words blacked out, a suspicious doodle of a screaming triangle, and a margin note that literally said, "Nice try." Like, excuse me? Did this book just sass me? That's when I knew. This thing isn't just a journal. It's a cosmic prank disguised as children's literature. Every page feels like it was written by someone halfway through a nervous breakdown and halfway through summoning a demon. And somehow, it's still fun. So, today we're cracking open the weirdest secrets Journal 3 still hasn't fully confessed. Okay, so we spent 2 entire seasons watching Dipper Pines fight off demons, decode cryptograms, survive dimensional collapse, and almost get turned into a literal gold statue. But nobody thought to ask what his actual name was? Really? We've been calling him Dipper for years, but then Journal 3 casually drops the name Mason Pines. No big deal, just the protagonist's full government name, buried in the margins. And where does it come from? A tiny blink and you miss it quote in the journal where Dipper responds to a letter from Ford. That's it, no dramatic reveal. Just, oh yeah, by the way, my name's Mason. Moving on. Like brother, that feels like something the finale should have dropped, not a post-show tie-in book written in ink and trauma. Now obviously, Mabel knew. Ford knows too, and probably uses it while handing him dangerously unstable dimension-ripping tech. But Wendy still calls him dude or nerd, and honestly, that tracks. Mason doesn't feel like him. Mason sounds like someone who files taxes and irons his socks, while Dipper fights monsters and wears cargo shorts in the winter. Anyway, now that we know Dipper always got a secret name, let's move on to the next secret. Alright, we all know Journal 3 is a creepy, iconic, gold-stamped, 6-fingered book. Yeah, but before that, it had a very different name, Dr. Crackpot's Index of the Damned. That's not a joke. That's what it was actually called in early concept art. And the design? Oh man! Forget the classy red and gold cover. This thing looked like it had been forged inside a metal band album cover. Bones on the spine, a pentagram on the back, and some serious found in a haunted garage sale energy. There's even a rough sketch of Dr. Crackpot himself, the guy with a literal crackpot on his head. Needless to say, Disney saw this and went, "No! We're not trying to summon anything on cable TV." So, the cursed bones and blood version of the journal got rebranded and entered Journal 3. Cleaner, cooler, and significantly less likely to get the show banned in 5 countries. And look, I get it. Disney has rules, but part of me still kinda wishes we got that version. I mean, a cursed artifact called the Book of the Damned, instant buy. I would have pre-ordered 5 copies and maybe a Sage bundle to go with it. Anyway, Disney cleaned it up, but Gravity Falls never really plays by the rules, which brings us to a weird little glitch in the Matrix you probably missed right at the very beginning. Let's rewind all the way back to episode 1, Tourist Trapped. Dipper finds Journal 3 under a tree, brushes off the moss, and all of a sudden, his summer goes from awkward puberty to daily cryptid attacks. At one point, he opens the journal and shows Mabel a page about zombies. But then, look one page before that. Yep, that's where things get weird. Because if you pause the frame, squint just right, and really look like the completely normal fan you are, you'll see something that shouldn't be there. A journal entry written by Dipper, in his handwriting. The same entry he only writes at the end of the episode, after all the zombie stuff happens. So, how did it get there? Premonition? Ghost ink? The journal becoming self-aware? Best case? It's just an animation slip-up. Worst case? This thing is straight up bending time like it's no big deal. Maybe the journal knew what Dipper would write before he did. Maybe the journal is like 15% alive. Or maybe Dipper just wrote it and forgot. Still, this little moment opens up a whole new conspiracy board of possibilities. But hold up, before you even finish connecting the red string on that theory board, don't forget to subscribe because Gravity Falls is going to drop a whole new curveball from outside the show. Let's set the scene. Gravity Falls Season 2 hadn't aired yet. Theories were flying. Cryptograms were being cracked by 12-year-olds smarter than most government agents. And then, out of nowhere, Disney drops a promo image. It shows a younger Fiddleford McGucket hunched over a journal, scribbling intensely. Nothing too wild until you spot the 6 fingers. And just like that, the fandom combusted. McGucket is the author. He's been hiding in plain sight. He built the portal, erased his memory, and now eats raccoons for lunch because he knows too much. And honestly, it made sense until it didn't. Because when the truth finally came out, it hit like a flying Stan fist to the face. Nope, McGucket wasn't the author, just a poor traumatized assistant who helped build the portal, then invented a memory wiping machine because the guilt was eating his brain. Which, fair, he saw things no man should ever see. Probably at least 3 Bill ciphers and 1 talking fish with a law degree. Alex Hirsch, the chaos gremlin that he is, later admitted that the teaser was a misdirect on purpose. They wanted us to go down the wrong rabbit hole. And wow, mission accomplished. And just when we thought we couldn't be fooled again, the journal hits us with another betrayal. But this time, it's not a fake promo. It's Ford falling for a literal demon in a bow tie. So, Ford meets a mysterious, smooth-talking triangle demon, we all know who he is, who claims he can unlock the secrets of the universe. So, Ford opens a portal and gives the guy a metaphorical key to his house. At first, Ford's entries about Bill in Journal 3 are downright wholesome. He calls him helpful, brilliant, a valuable ally. You can practically hear Bill winking off page. But as the pages go on, oh boy, the tone shifts fast. Suddenly, there are words scratched out, rewritten, circled in ink, like Ford was journaling during a nervous breakdown. He's crossing out his own praise like he's trying to erase the fact that he ever trusted this floating Dorito in a top hat. And then comes the red ink, the bold, angry, do not trust this demon, scrawled across the page like a murder confession. It's like watching a friendship implode in slow motion. Ford realizes way too late that Bill is not a quirky cosmic buddy. He's a chaos entity with a PhD in manipulation. And if you thought that betrayal stung, wait till you find out what Ford didn't bother to put in plain sight, which brings us to the next secret. So here's a fun Gravity Falls fact that should absolutely terrify you. The warning about the universe-ending interdimensional portal. This portal will destroy Earth is real. It's written in the journals, but you can only see it if you gather all 3 books, open them to the exact right pages, and then shine a blacklight on them like you're solving a murder in an escape room. Totally casual. The message is short, cryptic, and something along the lines of, if you use the portal, everything might collapse into a steaming pile of cosmic spaghetti. Any sane person would think, wow, that seems important. Maybe we should make that page 1. But no, Ford, being Ford, decided this vital detail should be an Easter egg, hidden in invisible ink. That's like baking a cake and hiding the eggs under the table because it's part of the mystery. And the last mystery? It's not dangerous, just missing. And somehow that makes it worse. You spent 40 minutes flipping through the journal looking for perceptrums, didn't you? Okay, confession time. If you ever paused Little Gift Shop of Horrors and thought, hey, I want to read more about those brain-boosting mushrooms, then spent an embarrassingly long amount of time flipping through Journal 3 looking for the perceptrums page, you're not alone. Been there. Flipped through 288 pages like a detective on no sleep. And guess what? It's not in there because it never was. That whole episode turns out it's non-canon. Just one of Grunkle Stan's tall tales. A pig eats a mushroom, becomes Einstein, and starts quoting particle physics. Sure, it feels like something that would happen in Gravity Falls, but nope. It's not in the journal, not in the timeline, not even in the shadow realm where Bill plays Uno. So, Journal 3 is a puzzle box wrapped in monster skin, dipped in invisible ink, and sprinkled with trauma. It's half diary, half doomsday manual, and somehow still manages to be hilarious while hinting at apocalyptic chaos. It dares you to notice secrets before they notice you. And hey, if this video mysteriously disappears tomorrow, assume the journal got to us. In the meantime, like the video and hit subscribe before Bill Cipher does it for you. With your account. Thanks for watching. Stick around. There's way more weird where that came from.